What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing The Best Man, the final chapters. This is season 1, episode 5. And before I get started, for those who are new to my channel, I do reviews on reality shows. I might not hit every single scene, but I do enough detail and may even pick up some details that you may have not seen. As I said in my introduction, I am YouTube's number one commenter. So this channel is all about the comments. Now, to pick things up, I do ask that when you make your way in, please hit that like button real quick. Let's push these videos out here so we can get back in the algorithm so everybody can get it and we can continue to get more comments, have fun, and let's just go ahead and get started. So this episode, it just starts out with Jordan. She's on a date. She's rekindled her romance with her ex Demetrius. I didn't realize that Jordan Jordan had a previous relationship with Demetrius back in college because again I knew throughout the first Best Man and the Best Man holiday Demetrius wasn't around. But she's enjoying some live music and she's continued to make more mistakes. And when I say make mistakes, she's giving Demetrius everything he needs, and she keep talking about, well, this is just something I can get used to. She's teaching him of what she really wants, but he can easily give that, but not like truly be invested in the relationship. And Jordan this time around is kind of taking it cautious because she's trying to protect her heart because Demetrius has hurt her in the past. And hopefully, I want her to stick to her guns because I just don't trust Demetrius. So let's go to Merch. Merch is getting some recommended me time in. He's at the mixed martial arts gym, and surprisingly, his coach tells him he's so advanced at this point that he's ready to spar with a partner. And like both Merch and I, we were both surprised. Like with a person, that could get like really dangerous. And not only that, I was thinking before, like I haven't seen Merch like practice at his law office. I know he's a lawyer. I don't know if he's retired because I don't ever see him. He's not at the school with Candace, and he's not in the law office. So he's like a house husband now. I don't know, but Merch is pretty much saying like, hey, I'm doing this just to blow off some steam. I didn't get into this to get into like real fights or whatever. And his coach tells him like, hey, Merch, you're a natural. You need to just go ahead and like Nike and just do it. So you know, Merch is excited, but he should be concerned because that's some serious. That's even more riskier than boxing. So now we get to a segment in the show that like kind of it just rubs me the wrong way. Like it bothers me so much. I mean, almost like it's real. That's how I know this is a great series because it felt like it was real. Robin is we see Robin and she's with her daughter and being an excellent role model to her daughter. She see a homeless lady like kind of digging through the trash or whatever, and Robin actually offered the lady their sandwich, and she did that right in front of her daughter and taught her a lesson. Like pretty much, if you're able to give to somebody less fortunate, go ahead and give it. You can replace it. So that was great. But 10 seconds later, who she's actually out there going to meet. She going to meet Ja the farmer or whatever. And I mean, it's one thing to be out there like that, inappropriately dealing with somebody, but she got her daughter with her. And I mean, it just got too personal, too touchy feely. Ja's giving her daughter a hug and all that, and he hugging them both, and I'm like, I just don't like that. I don't like that relationship at all. Because as Candace was telling, like, girl, be careful, because yes, it can be dangerous. So the inappropriate couple, they met up to go to a old jazz club that's closed down, and Ja the farmer is encouraging. He's encouraging Robin that like she should buy it. And again, it's just stuff that makes me cringe. He's picking up again her daughter, putting her on the counter, putting his arms on his shoulder, and all that. I'm like, this is the side man, and he's touching all over your daughter. What's really going on? Come on, Robin. Like let's. I've been thinking like, does Harper know about this? Because I'm concerned. Me and Harper should be concerned. But I would say Jada Farmer brought that to her. Why? Because she's been talking about like all her dreams and fantasies, and this was the perfect place to like open up like a new kitchen or new type of restaurant or whatever. And Robin is like all in because again, she shared exactly what she wanted to Jar, and like she's ready to go. And so much so that Ja put that battery in her back to move forward. She's ready to jump on it and buy the property. So she calls Harper to let him know that like, hey, Ja's realtor friend owns this property or whatever, and we need to jump on this today. And like she's real serious about like she's ready to go, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Like before, like when Harper wanted to move, she kind of brushed it off. But now he's supposed to jump and like, oh, you want this property, so we better hurry up and get it, or why it's done or whatever. But yeah, it's just something. Like I said, with this relationship, it just really bothers me again because again, she's in it like, and I know Harper doesn't know the extent of it, but it's almost like she's playing in his face. So let's get off to this subject because that bothers me. It felt real. I'm like, man, does Harper know? But okay, let's go to Lance. Lance, he's still like wrapped up in his own world, and he thinks his son LJ, or that he can push him to getting back into football because LJ told him like, hey, I don't want to play football no more or whatever. And he's just not picking up on the signs. I thought he would pick up on the signs when his son had that leather suede jacket with the fringes on it, but I can't really talk about it. When I was in high school, I had a fringe jacket, but it wasn't suede; it was a jean jacket, and it was cool back in the day. But that's not really the thing. Lance has a concern with LJ because he would rather go hang out with Shelby's daughter instead of like trying to get into this football thing. And Lance is letting him know like, hey, that's like your little cousin. You can't be dealing with her like that or whatever. And LJ's like, what are you talking about? Nah, it ain't nothing like that. Lance don't know that that's LJ's good girlfriend. And they play dress up and makeup and all that kind of stuff. But, everything will come to the light. So, well, at this point, we see LJ's godparents, Q and Jordan, on the phone. And Q was just like so frantic because why? When LJ went to hang out with his daughter, they downstairs playing dress up in the wig and all that stuff, and Q was shocked, and he's like, now I gotta call him a pronoun the them because they them, and he's I'm forgetting what Q said. He's non-binary, but I think Q said non-binary. But at this point, because it's such news, they get everybody on the phone, like almost on a conference call. Q called Harper, but Harper's voicemail was on. They called Merch, and Shelby picked up the phone, and they just going through this whole big thing because they know Lance is going to flip when he found out about LJ, and yeah, and it's that big of a news. So let's go to Jordan. Let's go to Jordan. Pitiful Love Life. Jordan. She's in the same place. She's melting in Demetrius' hands like butter. And still doing the thing. Well, oh, I could get used to this because Demetrius, he's romancing her. He got, he's cooking gourmet meals for her, and he's even fixing her migraines holistically with her, with like with pushing like little nerves or muscles in her hand to calm her migraines down. And she's just like so in love at this point, but trying to hold back because Demetrius hurt her in the past. He even offered Jordan a trip to Paris on a private plane, and I'm like, oh, Jordan, you better go to that now. Again, you want to take it slow, but you need to go on to Paris. Forget that your plans for New Year's or whatever. But Jordan still holding off. Like she hit him with a thing like, well, what you gonna be doing for New Year's? Because I ain't really going to Paris with you. So Shelby and Q, they're hosting a New Year's party, and that's where Jordan was going. And she didn't invite Demetrius after all. And I could say like the place looked really nice. They had like a gold theme going on. They had a spread of food and goodies, and it looked like something. It looked rich. That's what I'm gonna say because a personal opinion of mine, like they're in New York. I'm thinking that's the only way to live in New York because I personally, I'm not, I don't care for New York because I think everything is expensive, everything is dirty, everything is crowded. Unless you live like the best man final chapters, why would you want to go to New York? They live in the high rises and they live in the very nice homes and all that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not a fan of New York at all because I don't know nobody who live like that. Live in a big penthouse with all the windows, and they live in New York City. They're gonna live in Brooklyn or Queens or something like that. The less expensive place, even though it's still expensive to live there too. But let me go on with the party. It's really at this point a party for adults. There are children there. Q and Shelby's daughter is in the basement as well as LJ. But other than that, it's an adult party. And Shelby makes it known she offers Merchant Candace some adult treats such as edibles or whatever, gummy bears and chocolates and whatever. And they were kind of apprehensive to do so, because I guess they just used to being parents, and they made an agreement and said, them kids, they gonna have some fun tonight for a change. And boy, did they have some fun. When they took them edibles, I mean, they was fried. Their eyes was all red and cloudy and glassy. And they was like so gone when they met up with Lance. Merch was actually about to out LJ, his little secret or whatever, him transitioning and all of that. So Q actually caught him and stopped him, but you could tell. I mean, they was the life of the party. They was touching hands like they was in the Matrix and dancing and partying and laughing. I mean, it was going pretty well, but the party started to kind of take a turn. So now the ladies have to I kind of help Jordan with her love life. She's telling them that she's like kind of not sure about Demetrius or whatever, because again, he hurt her back in college. She's taking it slow, and the ladies are like how long was that ago? Like 20 years or whatever. Going and giving to him or whatever, and even Robin is telling her to go for it. And I'm thinking, yeah, Robin will tell you to go for it. She's having a secret affair with Farmer Josh, so of course she's gonna say go for it. So Jordan like, yeah, maybe I should go for it. So she went on and just called Demetrius, asking him like, I don't know what plans you have, but if you can come over here, that'd be great. And of course he's gonna come. He ain't doing nothing. He waiting by the phone. He probably already had his tux on. So Jordan isn't the only one who's going for it. Your boy Lance, he's actually still in contact with the Spivey Resort manager in Jamaica, Jasmine, and they on the phone. You can tell that like Lance always had a thing for her, and he's trying to fill her out because he did find out that she was married. However, I think Q told him that she's no longer married, so he wants to see like does he have a chance or whatever. She's kind of playing it kind of hard to get, but you can tell that she's still very interested in Lance. And Lance is having a good time trying to bring the New Year's over with Jasmine in Jamaica on FaceTime, but he also sees that Robin is struggling, like she's on the balcony. And I can tell you this, I saw her on the balcony, and that gave me anxiety. I don't care for heights. I ain't gonna say I'm afraid of heights. If I'm up on the 55th floor, I can't be on nobody's balcony. I can't look down. I can't look across. I can't look up. I can't do that. Just seal my windows shut. I don't need it. Just keep me in. I mean, if a hard wind blow, I don't know. But all right, enough about me. They out there on the balcony, and Robin is feeling some type of way where she's feeling lonely, and more so, she's really pissed about that Harper let that jazz club get away that her boyfriend Ja was telling her to get. She felt like Harper didn't care about what she was saying, and of course Harper isn't there, and she feels like Harper is just like such a workaholic, so she doesn't feel like that's the type of marriage that she's in, because she didn't even want to move in the house, so you're going to move her into a house that you're not even going to be at, and she don't want to live there, so that might have been a mistake. And on top of that, just to add a layer, the heat isn't working. And her boyfriend, Ja, the farmer, had to bring her some heaters. I'm like, ooh, I don't like that either. She don't want to go, after New Year's, she going to have to go to a cold, lonely house that she don't want to live in. So it is a recipe for a disaster. So, like, the party, the evening's kind of closing up because we're getting close to 12 o'clock for New Year's, and Lance is about to get the surprise of his life. Shelby, she gets like notices when her daughter is on social media to kind of monitor what she's doing, which is good. I mean, even at what she's 16 years old, whatever, because like kids get into all kind of stuff that could be life changing. So I like that idea. But what Shelby should not have done, she put the video up on the big screen, and then Jordan was telling like, "Hey Shelby, like turn it off, turn it off, turn it off." Here come Lance. Lance come in. He like, "Oh, that's your daughter up there with one of her girlfriends?" Like, that's my son, my junior. Lance Junior is up there dancing with a weave bob, and he's like got a dress and makeup on. And the crazy thing, Lance Jr. is downstairs. But LJ did that intentionally. He wanted to come out to his father. He didn't know how to come out with his father, and he got just what he asked for. His father came downstairs, take that shit off and and get upstairs and asking him like, what's going on, or do you want to be a woman? And he answers sometimes, and Lance still ain't having it. He's old school. He like, I'm not having it. I ain't feeling it. You're gonna have to change, or this ain't gonna work, or whatever. So, ouch. That's all I can tell you. So, pretty much that's the end of the wonderful party, and we see Candace and Merch. They gone home. They pretty much off their high, but when they get home, they get a surprise. Their youngest daughter has like OD'd on pizza, and their oldest daughter has OD'd on Candace cannabis stash or whatever. And I'm thinking like, if Candace had that stash locked up, how does her daughter know where the key is to unlock that stash and eat? That could have been dangerous. Um, she could have been taken to the hospital. Like she could have overdosed or got sick or whatever. That was quite irresponsible because we already know that's controversial because she believes that I guess somebody like her daughter should take weed instead of taking conventional medicine. And I thought Merch was going to be really upset, but he didn't. He took to the same model we had at the New Year's party. Fuck them kids, and that's what it was. He went upstairs and went to bed. And Jordan and Demetrius, they ended their night or what have you, but Demetrius is just used to Jordan taking it slow at this point. So, he stops at the door and say, we'll have a good night. I had a wonderful time and all that. And Jordan just brought him back in. And I'm sure she's going to put herself in a position like she's going against her intuition. Like, this guy can't be trusted. It's a reason he can't be trusted. You don't feel comfortable because he's slimy. But we'll get to that probably in the next episode. So that was the end of the episode. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you thought, something I missed, something you want to add. And as I always tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I appreciate it, and I really mean it.